Welcome back to the channel, guys. So I'm very happy today. I'm making $140,000 in 1 year with just one house. And I'm gonna explain everything to you guys so you guys can do the same thing. So check this out. About a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, I bought a house. The price of the house was $140,000. I bought this house with $14,000, okay? $14,000 came out of my pocket to buy this house. Now, I've rented this house for about a year, a little bit over a year. My return was a little bit over 10%. So 10% of $14,000. I've actually made a little bit more. Let's just say I made $15,000 just to keep the math simple, okay? Probably made a little bit more, but let's say I make $15,000. Now, this house, I'm currently selling it. It's under contract. We're gonna close in 2 weeks, a little bit over 2 weeks. The bank approved everything. We're good to go. I'm selling this house for $265,000. Bought it for $140,000, selling it at $265,000 in 1 year. Okay, so the difference is $125,000. Let me check. Yes, $125,000. I just had to double check. So I'm making $125,000 by selling this house. Now, I'm not just making $125,000. I made $15,000 in 1 year by renting this place out. So let's add $15,000. That's $140,000 that I made with this house. So let me explain a few things. If I had $14,000 and let's say I bought stocks with it, and let's say those stocks doubled in price in 1 year, I would have had $28,000. I would have made $14,000 only. Let's say I invested it in crypto, and let's say I bought Bitcoin and Bitcoin doubled. Let's say Bitcoin tripled in price, and I bought Bitcoin at 20,000. Last year was about 20,000. Let's say it doubled in price, I would have made only $20,000. Let's say it tripled in price, I would have made only $40,000. In this house, I made 100 times return by buying this one house. This is the thing I like about real estate, guys. This is one of the things that you guys have to understand, that with real estate, you can control an asset that's very expensive with just a tiny bit of money. I'm owning a property that I bought for $140,000 with only $14,000. Granted, I could have bought this property with about $6,000 or $7,000, but I used $14,000. Now, when I bought this property, I knew for a fact, because I know that area, I know that market, I'm a real estate investor, I knew that house was worth about $220,000. So right then and there, I knew I was gonna make money. Now guys, in real estate, you make money the day you buy a house. Everybody thinks you make money the day you sell. No, you make money the day you buy. Why? I'm buying a house for $140,000 that I know last year was worth $220,000. That spread, okay, that difference is my profit. Now, in the last year, houses have appreciated so much in value. That's why the house that I thought I was gonna sell at $220,000, I'm selling it at $265,000 because house prices has just skyrocketed lately, as everybody here knows. So this is the thing about real estate. You can buy a house. I bought a $220,000 house because that house was worth $220,000. It just needed some fixing up. That's why I bought it at $140,000. So I'm buying a house that's $220,000 with $14,000 and I own that property. You cannot do that with stocks. You cannot do that with cryptos. You cannot do that with many things. But with real estate, you can. It's one of the great benefits. That's why most of my wealth is in real estate. I talk about cryptos in this channel, right? Those two subjects, real estate and crypto, doing a lot of cryptos, but real estate is basically where I hold most of my wealth because of these reasons, because I can buy $1 million building with only $200,000. That's it, you know, or less than that. Now, let's go over some numbers. So I bought it at $140,000. I'm selling it at $265,000. Okay, I'm gonna check my math. That means that my profit, okay, is going to be 265 minus 140. Okay, I'm selling the house at $265,000. I bought it for $140,000. My profit is $125,000. But Louis, you said $140,000. My profit is $125,000 plus the $15,000 that I made that year renting that house out. So $125,000 plus $15,000, $140,000. Now, where did I get the money to fix up the place? The place didn't need that much work. It needed about $10,000. And this is another thing I like about real estate. In real estate, there are people called hard money lenders or private lenders, where they will lend you money to buy a house or to rehab a house for a certain amount of time at a certain interest, okay? And let's say, usually they lend you for anywhere between 6 months to 12 months, anywhere between 6% to 12%, right? Depending on your location. So that $10,000 I borrowed from someone else, so it didn't come out of my pocket. The $14,000 came out of my pocket. The $10,000 did not come out of my pocket. Okay, so I did have to pay that $10,000 back. So 140 minus 10, I kept $130,000 for myself with only $14,000 that came out of my pocket. This is the power of real estate. Now, you want to hear something even better? I'm not paying taxes. I'm not going to pay taxes on the sale of this property. I'm going to keep all that money for myself. I'm not paying taxes because I'm going to do a 1031 exchange. I can do a 1031 exchange, or I can choose not to. If I do a 1031 exchange, I'm not going to pay any taxes on this sale, right? So that's another benefit to real estate. It's stocks or cryptos. If I sell it, I have to pay taxes. Real estate, if I sell it, I can choose not to pay taxes, right? With doing a 1031 exchange. So what am I going to do with that profit? Usually, as I told you guys, I'm a buy and hold investor. I usually buy, hold the properties. I usually refinance. Normally, I would have refinanced that difference, the $125,000 that I have of equity in that house. I would have gone to the bank and I would have refinanced that property. I would have taken out that cash and I would have got and bought another house and repeat the process. I would have bought another house with that $125,000. I could have bought like 5 houses with that $125,000. Buy an priced house, right? Rehab it. Put a tenant in place, increase the price of the house by fixing it up, and then refinancing out of that and pulling out money. And then I would have it's a circle. It's a never ending circle. Real estate, if you know how to play this, it's a game. It's a never ending circle where like your money just recycles. You buy something, you cash out everything, your down payment plus equity, and then you just repeat it and over. And every time you do a cash out refinance, you make more money and more money and more money because you're buying right. The secret to real estate is buying a house below market value. It's not that easy anymore, but it is possible. I'm doing it. There are people doing it. You just have to put in the work. That's the secret to real estate. Buying something below market value, fixing it up, increasing its value, refinancing out, and then doing it all over again. Or you can sell it if you want. In this case, I am selling the property. I want to cash out on everything that I have because as I've discussed in this channel, I'm developing properties. So I'm building new properties. And I'm going to use that money to build more properties where I'm going to make an even bigger return. And I will make a video about that. So guys, just to summarize this video, why I'm happy, making about $140,000 in 1 year. So easy, right? Bought a house, $140,000. Used only $14,000 of my money out of my pocket. The house is selling for $265,000. My profit is $125,000 plus $15,000 of rental income that I collected in that year. It's $140,000 minus $10,000 that I had to pay that I borrowed to fix up the house. $130,000. Big deal. $130,000 that my profit with just $14,000. Granted, I could have done that with maybe $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. So this is the magic of real estate. This is why I love real estate. This is why I'm happy today. So guys, I hope this video was useful, was entertaining and full of information. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will answer them. And I will be doing more deals like this and I'll be making more videos to show you guys, how I do this, okay? But this is basically, the overall picture of what I've just done and what I usually do. Anyway, guys, see you in the next video.